So again, I want to welcome, in case you just walked in, welcome everyone. Thank you for being here, taking up your Friday evening to come and to learn. And I also want to thank this church, Pastor Larry and Community Bible Church Bulverde, that opened up this church for us to use. When we were putting this conference together a few months ago, we went through a lot of churches and a lot of people and a lot of different, and it wasn't looking good for a while. So, but you know what? God is in control, and if He wants something to happen, it will happen. And so, I'm thankful for the pastor who in this church for allowing us to come here. I think there's actually a few people. I met somebody that's from this church that's here tonight, so somewhere you can be the representative, you can tell them. But thank everyone else for coming, for all the speakers, the guest speakers that you'll be hearing tonight. Thank you all for coming. And just as by way of introduction, before we get started, you guys have probably heard the saying, if you don't want to get in an argument, don't bring up religion or politics. You've heard that statement? You might want to throw that out the window tonight, because we're going to talk about a lot of things that, they're heavy subjects, but they're important subjects. They're things that we need to learn about, that God has really commanded us, to enter in these fields and talk about these things. Of course, abortion, the abortion holocaust, which is, we can't deny the truth of that. And so as Christians, we should be leading the way and doing something about it. That the church of the living God is out there doing something to stand before and intercede for the lives of His creation, the babies that are being murdered day in and day out in our nation. So this conference, you've probably been to many conferences in your lifetimes, I'm sure. Some guys that are older have been to conferences. It's probably going to be one that be like no other, because it's just not about learning, it's just not about knowledge, but I really encourage everyone here to put everything that we're teaching into practice and to live out our faith, to go out into the world and enter this culture of death that we are surrounded in. So that's why we have built in this conference outreach opportunities that I want to talk later about tomorrow, going to the abortion mills in San Antonio, Monday going to a college campus and talking to students. So everything that we're teaching you tonight is really, hopefully, prayerfully, that we can use to talk to other people. And it may be just a family member, maybe a friend, but hopefully, you'll be encouraged to do that. So we'll give you some tools for that. So you might hear some things that you've never heard of tonight. Some of you guys have been here, you probably have heard a lot of things we're going to bring up. We're going to talk about things like abolitionism, and you're probably familiar with slavery and the abolition of slavery. We're going to talk about the abolition of abortion and things like immediatism, regulationism in terms of the legislature and laws and those kind of things. We're going to talk about ignoring Roe versus Wade. What does that mean? Ignore. But we're going to talk about it, and we're going to, maybe bring up some things that you've never heard of, but Roe versus Wade, well, I'm not going to steal Matt's thunder, but we're going to talk about some things that I hopefully will be encouraging. We just want to speak the truth. We want to bring the truth to everybody that's here. God has, again, given us an opportunity, as long as we're alive and we're able to go and speak the truth in love. And so that's my prayer, that's my heart, that we would go into this world, and as Christians be the ambassadors for Christ that He wants us to be in terms of this, because we are living in a Holocaust. We are living in a Holocaust today of the thousands of babies that are murdered every day in our land, that are slaughtered, and I believe are polluting our land. Our land is polluted by the blood of innocent children. And we need to cry out. We need to be the ones, the church, that says we are going to stand for truth. We are going to proclaim righteousness in the land, and we're going to intercede. We're going to do something about it. We're not just going to say, I'm pro-life or I'm this or that, but we want to actually do something. And the Bible says and commands us to do something about it. And so that's what our prayer is tonight.